Good evening, all. Let's take a look at this game this afternoon. To be honest, I'm not even mad. I'm more sad than anything, really, guys. I'm not going to clip it out, and it's no offense to the Bruins, but there's no point in us rehashing this. We've seen another embarrassment on our home ice. And guys, it seems to be the tale of this season. It just does. It's like the home record killed this season, you know? And I can't get mad about even the recent loss on the road because we've been too damn good on the road this year for me to be upset with the road record. The road record I'm happy with. Even if we kind of slump it out the rest of the year, they showed that they can win on the road, the kids this year, but we just didn't seem to have many games where we got the big save when we needed it this season. And for those of you that were crying for goaltending, you were right. We did need, and I think Adams knew it, but at the same time, he wanted to use this time to develop UPL this year. We know that Anderson's done after this year. He's not coming back, guys. I mean, he's finished, and rightfully so. He's been nothing but positive for this franchise the last 2 years since we've turned the corner when it comes to just being a respectable franchise, which we're not there yet, but we're coming. We're coming for sure. And looking at Comrie, I think he's most likely maybe even seen his last start as a Sabre. He might get one more start. I don't know. I think they're going to bring in Levi. They're going to give him some games. And, maybe it's a good thing. There's not much pressure on him coming in. I don't think it would matter to him, though, to be honest, folks. I think we could have thrown Levi into a game like that today. I really do. That's how much I believe in this kid. So I don't believe that this kid lives in fear. I mean, you guys seen the clip I put out yesterday, a little 2-minute video, and just the way he threw the puck away. Now, keep in mind in that game, in that shootout, that the guy he stopped at the very end, forget his name, the guy he stopped at the very end is the guy that had 2 goals on him in that game. 2 goals. He's the guy that had the only 2 goals in that game for Harvard. And, he stopped that shot at the last second. And then that's why in the shootout, he threw the puck away like, not happening. You're not getting me here, So it's a real sign of a champion, I think, folks. But that's for another day, another time. I'm just going to go briefly over some of the things that I've seen here. I mean, look, as the season unfolds, I told you guys the real record will expose itself by the end of the season. What bothers me more than anything, guys, okay, it just feels like they've given up, which to me is uncharacteristic of this team. It just feels that way. It feels like they've given up. And for me, that's disheartening, It is. It's like I said, I'm just more sad than anything. I'm not even embarrassed. I'm not angry. I'm just sad that, why did you guys show us so many good signs just to give up in the end? I don't know. Maybe I'm seeing it wrong. The boys now are like 2-7-2 their last 11. We're 6 points out. Mathematically, they're not out of it, but I think psychologically they're out of it, And eventually that leads to losses. So let's just discuss it a bit. So the boys now are just 3 games over 500 down the stretch. We're 13-19-3 at home. They'd have to win out their last 6 games at home just to finish 500 at home this year. We're going to have a better home record. It looks like last year's home record is going to beat out this year's home record. And that's this very disappointing when you consider all the improvement that we've seen this year. But the truth is, guys, the lack of physical play, the lack of good defensive structure has caught up to them. It was too damn easy for Boston today. Too easy, And the truth is, guys, we got a lot of average goaltending mostly this year. I'd say some good goaltending, but pretty much average, Most of the time, we don't have like that standout goaltending. We're a fan base that has seen a lot of great goaltending in our history, right? We have. We can go right back to the 70s every decade and say we've seen great goaltending, pretty much. Because Ryan Miller was awesome also, as we know. So Look, right now the boys are 6 points out, even games played with the Penguins. If you would have told me the Penguins are going to fall under the Islanders one more time, I never would have believed it. Here they are. They're 9 games over. The Sabres are 3. The Penguins have pretty much the same amount of home games left as we do. Well, they got one more. And they're 500 team on the road. So, it's going to be hard to catch this team. I don't even know their schedule down the stretch, really. I don't pay attention to that. I know we have a tough schedule. But I'm just a believer that it all evens out after 82 games. Everybody kind of has the same schedule, right? I mean, they do. Of course, different in each division, but you get what I'm saying. It's fair in the end. If I had it my way, guys, I would see 1 versus 16, 2 versus 15, 3 versus 14, and so on in the playoffs. I can't stand this setup. But again, that's another video. Yeah, when you look at them now, goals for and against -8. I don't think we've been that low all year. Don't know. Know one thing, guys, I won't give up yet, but I got the white flag. I know where my white flag is. I'll come wave it one night, and then I'll be keeping track of the other watch, was the Bedard watch, Like, I'll be happy if we miss the playoffs, guys, and it looks like we're going to. It looks like we're going to. If we do, we better at least be in the bottom 11. So we have at least a crack at a miracle in the offseason, because anything can happen. Anything can happen, guys. Anything can happen. It really, stranger things have happened. I mean, look at when the Flyers won their, they looks like they picked the wrong guy, Nolan Patrick, but they did jump up like 7-8 spots that time, I remember. So a lot of weird things can go on with the lottery. It's a lottery. It's not just it's a sure thing, but I don't want to go there yet. There's I don't want to write them off yet. I just don't. I'm stubborn, guys. I don't want to give up yet, but I don't know what I'm cheering for when it looks like the boys have given up. That's, even in the interviews, it just seems like the team's given up. It's a very awkward feeling, because I didn't see this coming. That's just how it feels. I could be wrong. Could be just they're playing bad right now at the worst time of the year, but I don't know. When you go and you let that team embarrass you again, just like they did the other game. I know Boston's a really good team, but they're not that good. They beat everybody by 7-1 and 7-0. So, where is the team that beat Boston in overtime this year? What happened to them? Really? Well, the rest of the year, guys, I'm telling you, I'll just root them on. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to welcome Devin Levi, and hopefully we'll get to see a few games with him in, and just get a feel for what this kid's about, as a pro. Because he's a pro now, and we got to see what he's bringing to the table already. We have to see. And right now, we can use some good news. And in the Nets, we can use some good news. The perfect scenario will be this kid comes in and just tears it up, and we go on a miracle run. That would be, but the best case scenario is the games he gets in. I want to see him impress. I want you guys to be excited about it. I want to hear that you guys are really excited about the future with this kid as our number one goalie. Because I think he's going to be. I can't picture UPL. Guys, he looks like a backup goalie. He just looks like a career backup. That's what I've seen with UPL in the NHL. He shows good, he has good games, but he always seems to follow it up with a bad game. And I'm not blaming him today. Some of those chances we put out there were ridiculous. I get it. But the second goal was soft that he let in. You know what I mean? There was goals he let in that were kind of soft today, I thought. And at least I think it's a second. Might have been the third. I don't know. They scored so many. There was a few goals I thought he should have stopped. But again, we can't blame the goalie. We got 0 goals today. It's like, where's the heart? It's like I said, guys. I don't want to whine about it all night. I'm just discouraged about it. We had our hopes up this year. And we had our hopes up for a good reason. The team showed a lot of good signs. A lot of good signs this year. Now, it's not over yet. Okay, it's not over yet mathematically, but we need something miraculous to happen. We know this now, and the odds of that happening, I know, are slim. I get it. I do. I want to see the next 2 games, what goes down. If we lose both games at home, we have these next 2 home games, we're done. That's it. Season's done, for sure. There's, even if we won out the rest of our games, the odds are we wouldn't probably get in anyway, So it's like, at that point, I'm going to be looking at the teams under us, hoping they're winning, Right now, I could tell you guys, right now, honestly, I'm cheering on the Capitals, the Red Wings, and the Senators to continue winning in case we don't make it. And in case we don't make it, because, I'd rather finish behind all those teams by 1 point this year and get a 3% crack at a Stanley Cup. It's better than nothing, because I'll tell you what, we get this kid, we're winning the Cup for sure eventually, for sure. And, a 3% crack is still a 3% crack at a chance. It's a chance. 3 to 5, I'm hoping, if it's going to go that route, and it looks like it's going to. So, and we're close. We're like 1 point in front of these teams, and it's a whole mix, right? So we have to hope the hockey gods are on our side for some certain bizarre reason. After teasing us all year the way it did, because we've seen so many good signs this year, for it to end like this, what I seen today, if this is the end, and we're going to know within a week, if the season's done, we'll know within a week. I want to thank the Sabres for the fun they gave us this year, because there was fun times. There was good times. But I just want the question answered. Why, boys, did you give up? Why did you just let it go, Because that's how it sure looks and feels. It just looks like the team has went into a fetal position. Just how it looks to me. So, guys, I'm going to leave it there. I've talked enough. Not really a rant, but kind of a mini rant, I guess, or just a talk. And I'm just going to root the boys on for now, and not get caught up with getting into the playoffs right now in my head. Just see if they can win next game, if they're capable. I don't know if Tage Thompson's going to score another goal, guys. He's completely went dry. I don't know if you guys have noticed, but his body language out there is not confident. He just doesn't seem himself. And I honestly believe that when he is on his confident game, the whole team seems to be confident also, So we need him going, and, I'm just going to leave it there. I've talked enough. I'll see you guys tomorrow. You have a good night, and we will just take it one game at a time, I guess, right? See you tomorrow, guys.